So I went from sleeping in this hotel to absolutely living my dream in a penthouse here in downtown San Diego, just 6 blocks away from where I used to stay. So I'm going to show you guys some images of the really crappy hotel that I used to stay at. It was called 500 West, and it was on Broadway Street, which is like 3 blocks over from where I am now. But it was like the worst hotel you could find. But this was the thing. I was, 14 at the time, 15 maybe? And I was flying here. I used to cashier at Walmart and push carts occasionally, and I was always the fastest one to do it. So I would push carts and I would do all these things to move to just make money, and I would take that money and use it on trips to San Diego because there's a lot of networking events here. This was kind of like the mecca for online digital entrepreneurs at the time, and then like Uber was not a thing. Even if it was, like I couldn't afford it. So I had to kind of save money and find ways to get to my hotel. But then I found this hotel for $20 a night. Mind you, it had mold in it. It's been closed down because of health factors. It had mold in it. There was only one bed. I think they had like a tiny little TV the size of probably your iPhone. And then it had a shared bathroom, which was disgusting. So I would walk, I believe it was like a mile and a half. I had a 24-hour fitness membership. And I would walk a mile and a half down the road just to brush my teeth, pee, or do the number two. And then what I used to do, which is funny because if you see me today, I still do the same thing, but I used to pack my backpack with multiple outfits because it would sometimes be a process to walk all the way back. So I would have like a shirt that I would know would get sweaty walking that I need to change out of. And then I would have a backup shirt, and then I would have clothes for like the conference or the event that I'm going to. But I would just walk all of San Diego. So in the morning I would walk to the 24-hour fitness to shower, brush my teeth, do all that fun stuff. Obviously worked out as well. And then I would then from there go to the event center and then like network and do everything I can there. It's kind of funny when I actually got to meet Gary V. I was emailing him for weeks on end, like, hey, I will be front and center at this event. I'll be front and center. I'll be front and center. And I had to think of a way to get in front of everyone because these are all really smart entrepreneurs. They all have the exact same end goal I did. But I just decided to be there at 3 a.m. I never used to sleep at this hotel. It was more of just a place to leave my stuff. I would actually go hang out. There's actually a pier on Broadway where I would just go stand there and just play the Can You Imagine game. And what's crazy, and I'm actually getting goosebumps to say this, and I'm not saying this to brag or boast, but today I have a thriving business along with my best friend Austin, who I love working with. I live in my dream penthouse. I mean, I'm the first tenant in this penthouse. No one has ever lived here before me. It's 2 steps away from the hot tub, from the pool table, like commons areas. It's the most incredible spot I've ever lived in. Gas stove top. It has all these like things. A wine chiller that I never use. A thing in the fridge for like water. Brita, I think is what it's called. I don't use any of this stuff, but it's such a cool and amazing spot to be in, and I'm blessed to be here. But it all started with that one dream and one just desire. I would stay on that pier and I would just say, oh my gosh, I can't believe if one day I get to visit San Diego and stay in a cooler place. And later, a couple of years later, I actually stayed at a mansion in La Jolla just by myself. I thought it was cool when I just had some extra money, and I would just like sit there and dream. I'd never left the place. But fast forward to the actual event center that Gary spoke at. I got there at like 3:30, 4 in the morning, if not 2:30 in the morning. I can't remember the exact time, but I got there super early, and that was mainly just so I can like get my spot front row. And then a guy stops me. Mind you, I'm a kid, 14 years old, 15 maybe. I have this massive backpack. I mean, the thing is like fat. It's like this big, right, on my back. And this guy goes, sir, what are you doing here? The event doesn't start till 9 in the morning. And then I, without hesitation, instantly go, what am I doing here? What do you mean? Dude, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm here to make sure the AV works. They called me in early to just double check everything. Why would I be here at 3 in the morning if I didn't have to work? What's wrong with you? He goes, that's a good point. He's like, what do you, ultimate gaslight, what do you think, man? I'm just here as an attendee just to get a good spot 3 o'clock in the morning when it starts at 9. What do you think? I'm crazy? He's like, that's also a good point. Yeah. All right. Never mind, man. You go do your thing. So I did my thing, right? So then I would go and do my thing, and then I didn't want to mess up the event because it was a multi-million-dollar production of traffic conversion was what the summit was called. So what I did was I would just touch cables. I wouldn't do anything. I would just touch. All right. On to the next one. Touch. And I did that for like 4 hours. And then I realized it was time for the event to start, and then what I did was I laid out all of my things on the table because it's hard to move all of my things. It's not hard to just move a backpack because some people are, So they would move a backpack for a spot. So I just laid out all my things because it's tough. And then I went and networked at like 8:30, started talking to people, and then they opened up the doors at 9 in the morning, and it was like Black Friday 2025 type of sprinting in to get a spot. Meanwhile, I didn't drink coffee back then, so I had a coffee cup filled with water, just sipping, walking casually to my spot, which is funny. But long story short, I got to then meet Gary Vee. I told him, hey, as he's getting off stage, once you get off stage, you go into a green room, you never see the speaker. So what I did was I was like, hey, Gary, do you mind if I get a photo? I yelled it in front of everyone, thousands of people. And Gary goes, yeah, of course. So I run up on stage, and then obviously I know how to hit the camera button on my phone, but I'm fumbling it, right? And I'm fumbling and I'm fumbling and I'm fumbling, trying to figure out how to make this play button work. Obviously I know how to do it, but in the meantime, I'm talking to Gary, and I'm saying, hey man, can I come work for you? I can bring you this value, you don't have to pay me, I just want to be in the environment. And then, yeah, long story short, I got to be in that environment. It catapulted a lot of things that I was doing in business. We did like $150,000, $200,000 in sales in a year, which is not a lot of money anymore, for a business especially. But back then it was a lot of money to me. So I already had somewhat of a successful business. And then Gary invited me, and that's where I learned a lot. I soaked up all that energy. But fast forward today, I get to live in such a beautiful place that I get to call home. I mean, every single day. There's this poster right next to the camera. I'm getting little goosebumps. There's this poster that I had in my office in Omaha, Nebraska, overlooking San Diego. It has Coronado Bridge. The skyscrapers have changed dramatically because the city's been building so much in the last decade. So it looks a little different. But I just always remember walking to my office and going, dude, can you just imagine just living in San Diego? Just even a kid from Omaha, Nebraska, right? I'm like, dude, imagine just living by water, like the ocean, and having mountains. Like, these are thoughts that went through my head. Is like, dude, can you just imagine? And then today I get to imagine these things, and truthfully saying, I don't get excited about a lot of things in life as much anymore. Nice places I've kind of become accustomed to now, which I'm very grateful for. Cool experiences I'm kind of accustomed to. Amazing food I'm accustomed to. The only thing that gives me fulfillment is helping other people and being mission driven. Helping other business owners, finding unique ways to build businesses or finding unique ways to do something, figuring out new ways to do things with AI. All that is fun to me. Developing people. I'm really good at sales. I've taught a lot of people sales. I've helped a lot of people make a lot of money and get rich. I love doing that. I love helping other people make a lot of money and make a big impact. That's what drives me. All this other stuff doesn't, but it is crazy to think, that 14-year-old kid with a Walmart sticker. Actually, hang on, let me go grab it. It literally sits in front of me every day at work, but it's my Walmart badge, right? So this is what I used to wear working every day, and I just kept looking at it, and I kept telling people I'm gonna be a business owner. People ask me like, oh, what do you do? Or are you from here? As like I'm checking their stuff out, and I'm like, no, I'm the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. They all looked at me like I was stupid, which at the time I was, because I didn't have one, right? But I always told myself, this horse is not forever. I'm gonna keep this thing till the day I die. But I said that this is not forever. I had some other jobs after that, but I said this is not for me. So you're probably at a job now where you don't like, or you don't want to be there, and I get it. And I'm telling you, I had a 2.4 GPA, 2.5 maybe, and I think a 2.7. I stepped it up in college. But like this is where I was, right? And today I run a multi-million-dollar company. We produced well over $45-50 million in sales in the past 2 years. I've gotten to build a software as a service that was used in 36 countries. I've gotten to work with A-list celebrities such as Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, people that I never dreamt of being able to work with or being on that caliber, or the guy that they call when they need help, right? I've gotten to do a lot of those launches. I've gotten to do a lot of events with such super smart entrepreneurs that would fly in. Actually, one of the highlights in my whole life was holding an event here, because the rooftop is 2 steps away from my front door, and I used my place as a green room. I had my mentor Peter Boog come in, and like we host an event together, and that was like a whole full circle moment. And those are the things I live for now, because like that is a feeling that you cannot replace. And I gotta say, like, yes, this is just educating you on my story, but it's also, I want you to see through what I'm saying into yourself. Because regardless of where your business is, times are a lot tougher now. You have to make a lot more money just to be average. Competition is difficult out there, right? In everything. If you're trying to date, if you are trying to build a business, if you're trying to scale the corporate world, whatever it is, right? It's all difficult. Nothing is easy. But at the same time, it's never been easier than before, right? We have all these amazing technologies, all this AI stuff. I did it on hard mode, right? When I built all these companies, I did it on hard mode when you didn't have AI to help write copy and you didn't have AI that could do fully autonomous work. Nowadays, we have such great tools, such better CRMs that we can use. We have the entire internet. We have content, so you can get to a lot of people through one device. I'm recording this on an iPhone by myself, and our team will edit, obviously, but like, it's not that hard. I could even edit this thing. So I'm just saying these are all much more difficult times, but also the best times in human history. And if you have dreams and you want to get somewhere, speaking from experience, because there's a lot of people online that will talk a big game. And then I'm not throwing smoke at anybody, but I see that they have hundreds of thousands of followers, but they don't have the lifestyle, or their kids don't know their name. And that's not something that I want to build. Not a knock on them. It's just not what I want. Or they have more followers and they have money in their bank. Also not something that I envy, right? The first is obviously being able to take care of my family and my friends through the income and impact I make. So all that's important to me, and that's why I'm saying like I have accomplished everything pretty much that I've wanted to in my own life. I've lost 100 pounds in 10 weeks. I've competed Muay Thai at a national level. There isn't a lot I have not done. I've experienced a lot. I've gone to a lot of cities. I've gone and traveled to the world. I live in an amazing home. I've driven all the cool cars. The only thing that gives me fulfillment is helping people like you scale to the next level. And even if you're not struggling, right? You might have a business that's doing $100,000, $200,000 a week or a month, and you're just like, cool, what's that next level, right? And having that hunger is super important. But wherever we are in life, I just wanted to kind of update you. It is a funny story, kind of coming full circle, because you probably can't see it, but I can see the hotel I used to sleep at for $20 a night. That thing, I can just, every time I say the hotel's name in my head, 500 West Broadway, I can smell the disgust in that room. It was so disgusting. But it's a funny full circle moment, and I've lived in my unit now for a little over a year and a month exactly, actually. And every day has felt like I'm waking up in a dream. Every single day I get to have such an amazing home. I get to invite all of my friends that have flown in and visited me and have used this place with me to get everything we can out of it. And I'm just saying life is so amazing when you kind of go full circle and you enjoy it. And that's why I make this content too. I hate doing this stuff, by the way. I'm not a content guy. I like being behind the scenes. I like being private, but more and more people tell me like, dude, you have a crazy story. You have to get it out there. And I know that my story can show you that you can also get it, because I'm not smart, guys. Like I'm not saying people that are cashiers at Walmart are stupid. I'm just saying I am. So I'm just saying, like, these are things that you guys can achieve. I get to work all the time on businesses that I love, with people that I love, and I get to impact people that I actually build genuine connection with and relationships with. And I'm just saying, like, it all just started with such a crazy dream when I was 14, sleeping in that POS hotel that's now closed. I think it's a YMCA. I might actually get a membership there to, like, train just every now and then, just as, like, fun nostalgia. But I'm just saying all this to impress upon you. Like, I did all of this. I want you to understand my story, and then hopefully you see yourself in it. And then from there, I would love a message back, just emailing me and telling me like, hey man, I did it. I also did this, or I achieved this, or hey man, I saw your video. It really made me want to map out what I want and do the what if game. What if I can do this? What if I can do that, right? I want you to do the same things and tell me what you got out of it, right? The stories like this are why I make these videos. And then if you're a hater, I could care less. I talked with one of my good friends today. He owns an Airbnb. He's like, dude, I have this hater. How do I deal with it? He keeps talking crap about me to all of my friends. And I said, I know who I am. It doesn't matter if I have a hater or not. They can say whatever they want. I know exactly who I am because I do. I've had haters in the past. If you're a hater, I could care less. Get off my channel or stay on the channel and learn something and maybe better yourself. But none of that affects me. So I'm only here to help people that want to be helped. I'm here to provide content and give you insights. Just a kid from Bosnia, just chasing his dream, and I've been able to be fortunate enough to build these businesses where I get to live my life, right? I get to take my mom on vacations. I get to do things with my dad. That's amazing. I get to let my nephew drive a boat that's not insured because it's fun, right? So I get to do all these cool things, but I just want to say I want that for you. So if there's anything I can do, reach out to me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it made you laugh a couple times, and I hope it enlightened you on just the ability to go full circle in life. And then I hope you get to a point where you're like this and you're just like, the only thing that's fulfilling you is being mission driven and helping other people. So we make the world a better place by doing that. But I hope you have a profitable day. I hope you are having the best day of your entire life. And if you guys have any questions, hit me up. I'm always around and happy to chat.